I uploaded all 816 pages of the Big Beautiful Bill Act into ChatGPT, and I said, what are your thoughts on this bill altogether? Really give it to me, don't hold anything back. And here's what ChatGPT told me. This bill, H.R. 1, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, is not just aggressive in scope, it's a direct and deeply strategic attack on the democratic architecture of the United States. It masquerades as administrative efficiency and fiscal responsibility, but underneath it's a comprehensive blueprint for executive consolidation, ideological control, and systemic disenfranchisement. Here's the blunt truth. It's authoritarianism wrapped in bureaucratic language. H.R. 1 is what happens when an entire governing philosophy is based on dismantling government unless it serves the powerful. Every single chapter of this bill either centralizes executive authority, defunds regulatory agencies, strips away civil protections, or shifts the burden of governance onto the most vulnerable people in society. Expedited deportations without judicial review, that's not about efficiency. That's about eliminating constitutional oversight to build a machine that can operate in darkness. Cutting independent agencies like MedPAC or the Social Security Advisory Board, that's not reform. It's removing the brakes from a runaway train. Silencing classrooms and ending DEI funding, it's a cultural purge designed to codify a narrow, exclusionary worldview into national education policy. This isn't conservative governance, it's counter-democratic engineering. It systemically dismantles the safeguards of a free society. The institutions targeted by H.R. 1 aren't arbitrary. They're specifically the ones that ensure transparency, protect minorities, and maintain balance. Consumer protections, gone. IRS ability to audit tax sheets, neutered. Public health investments, slashed. Environmental and emission standards, repealed wholesale. This bill defunds every agency that stands between corporate interests and profit. It creates loopholes wide enough to drive oligarchy through. It paves the road for a soft coup. What's most dangerous is how legally sophisticated this document is. It's not sloppy. It's not amateur. It's meticulous. It builds the legal scaffolding for one-party control. It shifts power away from oversight bodies and into the hands of agencies under direct presidential control. It establishes surveillance and enforcement norms that can easily be turned on dissenters. It dissolves the idea of nonpartisan truth, replacing it with politically approved doctrine, especially in education, health, and environmental science. This isn't policy. It's a hostile restructuring of the republic, not done through tanks or violence, but through legislative subversion. The human cost will be catastrophic. Let's be crystal clear. People will suffer if this bill passes. Children will go hungry as food assistance is gutted and work requirements are tightened. Trans youth will lose access to care and their families will be criminalized for seeking it. Immigrants, many of them legal residents, will live in fear of removal or retaliation. Workers will face unregulated financial scams, higher pollution, and fewer rights. The elderly and disabled will face a future without independent scrutiny of Medicare or Social Security sustainability. This bill treats social safety nets as disposable and human rights as negotiable. Final verdict, this is the dress rehearsal for autocracy. If this bill becomes law, it will not just change what the government does, it will change what the government is. It is a declaration that only certain people deserve protection, only certain truths can be spoken, and only certain lives are worth investment. This is the type of legislation autocrats dream of. Legal, sweeping, ideologically rigid, and dressed in the language of reform. If you believe in democracy, pluralism, justice, or simply the idea that the government should not be a weapon, H.R. 1 must be buried, not amended, not negotiated, defeated, fully.